Oh, look, we're back. Back in the same parking spot. Back in the same sweat. But some things are different. Namely, the anxiety level has dropped considerably. I think mostly due to being able to actually talk with somebody about what was in my head last night, and that helped so much. I figured it would, but I wasn't gonna hope too much because I was nervous to get excited about that and then be disappointed when I was still a wreck. But after, having that conversation and then sleeping more of the night than I have in almost a week, I actually wanted to eat a meal today and did. That hasn't been a thing since Thursday, which, I mean, yuck. It's a long time. But so, speaking of yuck, my bad. So, I have been thinking today about how there is a difference between just being, carefree, happy, and being content and happy in the moment where you are. And I can't say I'm happy all the time. That would be weird if I was, because I'm a person with, mental health issues and life stuff going on all the time. But I will say that this year, specifically like the last 3 months or so, I have been happier than I've ever been in my entire life, I would say. And the other thing is that happy content, or just content, I guess you could say, if you really wanted to. That's another thing I've been. But I think when I started to get into that place where I was suddenly feeling lighter and more fulfilled than I had been in years, like since it didn't matter when I was in high school, stuff like that. Like, it matters, but like, you're not making your own decisions, so it feels like it doesn't matter that much when you look back at it. I was so frustrated when, after a few weeks of being that happy, something sucky came up, and I was like, okay, but can I just be happy for a little longer? If this is going to be such a rare thing, can I just soak it in a little longer? And then I realized the danger of thinking like that is that it's, first of all, being in a bubble, because there's no way that I'm always going to think like that. But also, it is possible to be content and also have a really rough day, or also have a thing that's on your mind all the time that stresses you out. Like, you don't have to be one or the other. It just often is one or the other for certain periods of time, and I think that's why we separate them so much. Like, the past several weeks, especially as I've really jumped into like having real conversations with these people at church who are becoming my good friends, and like getting more involved in that ministry and paying more attention to the things around me that don't involve me, I'm realizing that when something sucky comes up in the middle of that doesn't mean I'm not content anymore. That doesn't mean I'm not happy anymore. It just means I have people and places to go that will help me forget about those things, or help me process those things if I can't forget them. I'm still out of focus. Good grief. And as long as I have that outlet to have those people invest time in me, or for me to invest time in those people, or invest time in those things, like, I have purpose. I have a reason to think about something else. that doesn't involve something I'm upset about or stressed about. And that's a concept that I can't take for granted. You know? I'm just blown away by how much love I have felt from people this year. How much I have felt like the jobs that I'm doing for people within the ministry that I'm involving myself in, they can be done by other people, but these people I'm working with want me to be the one doing them. And that's not like a look at me thing. That's like a me recognizing the value of me as a person and the value of me putting my time and my heart into something means it's going to affect other people. They're going to care about that. They're going to care about me because of that. And so what better way to respond than to recognize who and what makes me feel that way in the first place, and to throw all of that energy back into those people. Because if it's a give and take all the time, suddenly when you feel that energy draining out of you because you're so frustrated about something, or you're so stressed or depressed about something, if that anxiety is mounting up and you legitimately have no way of battling it at the time besides just dealing with it, and you know you can just lean on somebody else for a little while, you don't have to do it by yourself. You don't have to expect somebody to fix it for you, but they're gonna stick by you until it's better. And they're gonna make sure it's better. They're gonna check in with you. That's not just happiness, that's good relationships. And I feel like I had none of those good relationships in high school. Okay, I had maybe 2 or 3 of them the entire time I was in high school. There were several years of my life where I had none of those. And in college, I think everything was about us all being in the same place of not knowing what we're doing at all. And now that I'm in adulthood, where I at least need to pretend I know what I'm doing, there's something about that shared community that I'm just glad I'm in the place where I'm at right now. What a life. It's shallow to just say I'm happy, but I am. I've been a lot happier.